Okay, so topic 46 from the higher workbook is rearranging formula. So we'll go through this. So rearrange y is equal to 1/3 x plus 4 to make x the subject. And we've got quite a bit of scaffolding for this first one. So it is saying here minus 4, and that really should say minus 4 in both sides. I tend to set it out with a minus 4 under both sides if I'm adding scaffolding. But that's just sort of my preference. So that would give me y minus 4 is equal to 1/3 x, and then we're saying multiply both sides by 3. So that would give me 3 lots of y minus 4 is equal to x, and that's technically rearranged. X is now the subject. I tend to write it out as x is equal to 3 lots of y minus 4. So if I'm asked to rearrange a subject, I tend to always leave it as x is equal to, but it's still technically correct. Question 2, make h the subject of this formula. So we're going to start by getting rid of the square root by squaring both sides. That would give us d squared is equal to 3h divided by 2. We're then going to get rid of the divide by 2 by timesing by 2 on both sides. So that would give us 2d squared is equal to 3h, and then we're going to finish that by dividing both sides by 3. So we're going to have, we can arguably put this as 2/3 d squared. You can put the divide by 3 over both the numerator and the denominator, but you can have it as 2/3 there as well. Both are correct. Okay, for question 3, rearrange the formula to make w the subject. So w only appears once. I'm going to start by multiplying both sides by, I'm going to set it out how I would, multiply both sides by 120. So that would give us 120p. It's going to be equal to 3w plus 10. I'm then going to minus 10 from both sides. So that would be 120p minus 10 is equal to 3w. I would then divide both sides by 3, and then I would write this as, and I'm just going to switch it over, so w is equal to 120p minus 10 all divided by 3. Okay, question 4, rearrange the formula to make x the subject, and again x only appears once. So I would actually do this as, I would say minus pi r minus 2r from both sides, so minus pi r minus 2r, and if you've done it as 2 separate steps, that's absolutely fine. So p minus pi r minus 2r is going to be equal to 2x. And then we're going to divide everything by 2, so I'm going to put it divide by 2, and then I'm going to rearrange it with x first over here. So x is going to be equal to capital P minus pi r minus 2r, all divided by 2. Okay, and then question 5, we've got an example where rearrange to make x the subject and x is appearing twice. So our first step, and we've got a guide kind of here, so they're saying multiply by t plus x first of all, and they've done that first step for you, and then they've said expand the brackets. So if we expand this bracket, m times by t would be mt, and then m times by x would be mx. We're then going to subtract t squared and minus mx from both sides. So that would, yeah, that's absolutely fine. My thought process at this stage would be, which side am I going to move my x's to, and which side am I going to move my other things to? And I would probably have moved my x's to this side, to the right, but it doesn't particularly matter. So if we do that, so mt, so we're going to have mt minus t squared is equal to x minus mx. We're then going to do nothing to the left side, but we're going to factorize the right side, so that would be 1 minus capital M, and then we're going to divide through by that, so that would be mt minus t squared divided by 1 minus m. And then again, me personally, I would finish that off by writing it in terms of x. I could argue, that's absolutely fine for your answer, I could argue that we should take t out as a common factor. But if you've got it in this form, that's absolutely fine. And this is asking us to rearrange for ourselves with no scaffolding. So again, we're going to follow a similar process though. So I'm going to times through by p minus t to start with. So that would give me y times by p minus t is going to be equal to 2 pt. And then it's t that we're trying to make the subject. So I'm going to multiply out my brackets then. So yp minus yt is going to be equal to 2 pt. I would then decide which side I want to move my t's to, and I always really want to keep them as positive as I can, so I'll move my yt over to this side by adding yt to both sides. So that's going to give me yp is going to be equal to 2pt plus yt. I'm going to factorize, so I'll do that over here. So yp is going to be equal to t open bracket 2p plus y, and then I'm going to divide both sides by that, and I'll put it here, and I'm just going to move my t to my, I'm going to write my t first, so t is going to be equal to yp all divided by, and I'm not going to bother multiplying out that bracket, 2p plus y. And I've, for some reason, when I divided through, I should have missed that off, and I don't really need my bracket, and I've lost a 2, so that would be the correct answer. Okay, so that is topic 56, rearranging formula.